Friday Night Sports Extra is brought to you by Subway and your local Inland Northwest Honda dealers.
We started a little thing 29 years ago called Friday Night Sports Extra. This guy wasn't even alive when we started it.
Yeah, he's 30
and this
now.
guy was like 15 pounds. So, but we're back, we're here, and we're ready to go for 10 weeks of madness.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, we had some interstate games going on this week as well. Not jumping to GSL play just yet, and you're going to start us off with those.
Yeah, we're going to go out to Coeur d'Alene where Central Valley was there, and you know the first shot of the year is going to be food when I'm in charge of the rundown. That's how it works. The Vikings at Coeur d'Alene striking early and often. Austin Lee to Ryan Waldy. That's going to build a big lead. More from Lee, this time going way deep for Jacob Lynn. Watch this catch on the sideline. Beautiful catch, big gain. Vikings back in business. That sets up Gibson Green. He's going to punch it in from 5 yards out. Can't stop the guy from scoring. A commanding lead for the Vikings of Coeur d'Alene. CV trying to close the gap before the half. Tanner Sloan to Tucker Stout. That's a nice touchdown for CV, but way too much Coeur d'Alene tonight. Vikings win it, and they look good. That's 2-0 for them, 50-14. Quick trip across town, Lake City and Lewis and Clark. Battle of the LCs tonight, and it was all defense early on. Lake City swings out to the flat, but Tyler Hajansky is there for the tackle for Lewis and Clark. Scoreless through the first quarter. Second quarter, watch this. Timberwolves quarterback Colin Hunter rolls out, finds Jerry Lewis McGee. Watch this move right here. And he's gone. One juke move for two defenders, and he's giggity gone. 82-yard touchdown for Louis McGee, one of the best playmakers in the area. More Timberwolves. Michael Guggen, he's going to option out to Connor Newsby. He blasts his way into the end zone. 14-0. Timberwolves, they go on to win this one impressively, 29-0.
All right, sticking with the GSL, Gonzaga Prep also playing tonight, and they're playing in the state of Washington, taking on Richland over at G Prep as the Bullpups looking to start the season with a win. First quarter, no score. Josh Phillips plunging in from a yard out to put Richland up 7-0. Richland starting from their own 2-yard line. Evan Weaver takes down Phillips for the safety. Bullpups on the board at 7-2. Second quarter, Jack Bamus breaks an arm tackle and leaps over the defender for the 5-yard score. And then next Bullpup drive, Liam Bell hits former quarterback Nick Wood over the middle to extend the G Prep lead. And they go on to win this one 24-21 over the Bombers. How about me taking on Wenatchee? That came over at Joe Albee Stadium, the first of two at Albee this evening. Meade in the red zone, Daniel Munoz tucks it in himself, but gets the ball jarred loose. Wenatchee recovers. On the ensuing drive, Brandon Graves rolls to his right, gets picked by Munoz in the end zone. Second quarter now, Munoz on his first pass attempt of the game to his right. Ball gets tipped in. Chase Reish gets the one-handed interception and runs it down inside the Meade 10-yard line. And a few plays later, it's 5'10" and 220-pound Will Talango. He punched it in from 2 yards out. You're going to have to take my word for it on that one. Wenatchee takes down Meade 20-7 for their first win.
Tom had highlights of the first game. We've got the nightcap, Rogers and Eastmont. Rogers Pirates stepping out of the GSL play tonight, looking for that elusive victory that has escaped them many a time. Third quarter, Cole Schaefer hits Khalil Winfrey for the 40-yard touchdown catch and run, and the Bucks are up 15-13. Yeah, Superman in the end zone. But we got Eastmont here. Nick McGill finds Griffey Hale, and he breaks a tackle. Gone! 74 yards. Eastmont back in front, 25-20. And they would add on.
Okay.
Okay, so Eastmont goes on to win it by a final of 31-20 in that one over the Rogers Pirates. Great night for football wherever you were tonight. Sandpoint making the trip to the Valley to U-High. Titans are already up 7-0 and would get more thanks to the second turnover of the game by Sandpoint. Brad Branson with a big recovery here, and the big man rumbles it, gets it inside the 20. That sets up the Titans' second score in the early going. Logan O'Neill to Griffin Thorson. Nice between defenders. Touchdown, Titans 13-0. But Sandpoint got a nifty drive going, and they were moving the football. First on the swing pass, Nate Lausenheiser to Curtis Roop for the nice gain. Look at that move. These guys look like they got Stanford uniforms, don't they? Then Lausenheiser with a pitch to Kyle Perry. And he takes it into down to the 1-yard line. Oh, he tried to get it into the end zone. That's where Sandpoint would punch it in. Roop taking it the final yard. 13-7 at that point in time. But this one, wow. 11-man game with 1 billion points. Titans go on to win it 55-48. And don't forget Dallas Hammer as last night's game from Albee.
Now, just one game out at Joe Albee Stadium last night. It was Lewiston making the drive up to take on North Central. First quarter, and Tyler Eberhardt gets the ball. He scampers 16 yards for this score. That was one of 5 touchdowns on the night for Eberhardt. Bengals up 14-zip. Second quarter, North Central's defense getting it done. Tommy Day deflects that pass, and Austin Scally snatches it up. No one stopping him. Pick 6 for Scally, but the Bengals lead at 21-7. Now, the Lewiston defense was fantastic all night, though. Reese Baldwin gets his hands on this ball, and Troy Allers picks it off. The Bengals didn't allow a single point, and Lewiston wins big on the road. They take this game 41-7.
Thank you, Dallas, and we'll have to work on that dress code with Mr. Hammer. He got all suited up for no reason. You know what? Wouldn't be Sports Extra without taking a trip out to Keith Osso Field. Out to East Valley we go. It was a league game last year. This year, not so much. Deer Park is down a division, so East Valley taking on what used to be a division rival. Connor Ram on the rollout here to Alex Bowdish. The guy is so good they named a road and a middle school after him. East Valley with a 14-13 lead at the break. Deer Park, well, they'd come back because Ram is looking for something deep, but it's a trap. That's an interception by Jacob Luce. Nice return, and Deer Park is in business. Their offense then would go to work. The Deer Park Stags on offense. Nick Klug goes up top to Taylor Theron. Watch this throw and catch. That's pretty. Right over a defender. That sets up a 1-yard touchdown run. Stags lead at 20-14. Fourth quarter, all East Valley, though. 10 minutes left. Ram goes to the fade in the corner, and just a great job by Tanner Jacobs gives the Knights the lead for good. 27-20, the final. East Valley starts off the year 1-0.
All right, we had 2 teams that used to be in the GNL together, now playing a non-league game as you had Colville hosting Cheney up north. And we take you to that one. Indians hosting the Blackhawks, looking to start off with a win. Late in the first quarter, Cheney quarterback Josh Martin dumping the ball off to running back Austin Klein. He slips out of danger and races off to the end zone. And that made it 7-6 Cheney. Second quarter we go. Colville facing 4th and long, and they give it to Colton Vining. He picks up the first down to keep the drive alive. And Vining, he had 100 yards on the day, but nothing more important than this carry. Punches it in the end zone to give Colville the lead. And the Indians hang on. They get the win 12-10. And one thing you obviously know about, because everybody knows about, is social media is huge these days. And you know what? It's big for us as well. Dallas Hammer has more on how you might be able to get involved with 700 ESPN HS.
Now, each week on Friday Night Sports Extra, we want to feature someone from our social media team that does a fantastic job. This week, our featured Twitter reporter is Justin Keebler. Now, Justin's a mechanic out in Freeman, Washington, and he's one of the best at what he does when it comes to social media. We found Justin last year tweeting everything Freeman Scotties from his handle at Justin Keebler. When we needed a score, he had it. And just look at these pictures he takes just right from his smartphone. They're great. This is going to be his second year contributing for our team, the 700 ESPN HS team. Now, you too could be featured, but you've got to join our team first. Tweet or Facebook us at 700 ESPN HS and tell us what team you would like to cover.
We're also doing something different this year. Fields. We're taking you to the top 10 fields, places to watch the game for not only tradition, but just atmosphere. And number 10 this week is Coeur d'Alene High School. We showed you the highlights early on. It's a field that's seen a lot of success. 5 state titles, starting with the first in 1982, led by quarterback Scott Wellman. But it's really been the place the last few years. The Vikings have won 3 of the last 4 state titles of the 5A ranks. We've seen a lot of great area players. Former NFL quarterback John Freese played here. Mike Cox, a wild man on defense in the 80s. The field that Kelly Nosworthy had 32 sacks in 93. In more recent times, that combination of Chad Challenge to Deion Watson combining to lead for a pair of titles. Kevin Ahe and Paul Ziegler both ran for over 3,000 yards in a Viking uniform. And the all-time leading tackler, Jas Chesman, did a lot of damage on this field. It's been a combination of a fun place to watch very good football. That's Coeur d'Alene High School, number 10 on our places to watch. And next week, we'll have number 9.
Interesting tidbit, my best statistical day of my life was on that field, so I always enjoy that field. That's why I made the top 10.
That's why we included it.
More football coming up, including 8-men football. Track meets with huddles coming up next.